This gripping courtroom video pulls you straight into a series of intense, real-life plea hearings where every second matters and every word carries weight. As the session unfolds, multiple defendants stand before the judge, each facing serious criminal charges that could change their lives forever. The atmosphere is tense, emotions run high, and the reality of the justice system hits hard as decisions are made in real time. From cases involving violent crimes to probation violations, this video reveals the raw and unfiltered moments of accountability, regret, and consequence. You'll witness how past choices catch up with each defendant, as they navigate through plea agreements, sentencing, and strict legal conditions. The judge listens carefully, balancing firmness with fairness, while making it clear that actions always come with consequences. What makes this video truly powerful is not just the legal outcomes, but the human side of each case, stories of addiction, poor decisions, and second chances. Some are given opportunities to rebuild their lives under strict supervision, while others face long prison sentences that serve as a harsh reminder of the law's authority. If you're interested in real courtroom drama, true crime, and understanding how the justice system operates behind the scenes, this video will keep you hooked from start to finish. Stay till the end to see how each case unfolds and what lessons can be learned from these life-altering moments.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
I have.
Are there any applications?
No applications, Your Honor.
Mr. Luna, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, well, we're waiving one of the enhancement paragraphs and proceeding on a repeater, aggravated robbery.
All right, is there a specific enhancement paragraph you're waiving?
Yeah, waiving the last one.
All right, so the state is proceeding on a repeater count with paragraph 1.
That's correct. You have no objection.
Okay. All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated robbery? Normally, that's a first-degree felony. If the state proves up the repeater paragraph allegation, then your range of punishment will be anywhere from 15 to 99 years or life in prison. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And that is for count 1 and count 2. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea? If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do believe he's competent.
And was sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Luna, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 1 and 2. You're to agree that you've been previously convicted for enhancement purposes. Punishment is to be assessed at 20 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There are no applications. The state is taking in consideration 2024 CR 4237. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
That's correct, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that You're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No motions, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that you have no contact with Xavier Valero, Sergio Martinez, and Margarita Segovia. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to count one in an indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
And count two, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
To the repeater paragraph, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor.
We've reviewed that, Your Honor. We have no objection.
Did you review the document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it at all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand? You have a right to jury trial in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty of count 1 and count 2. The court will find you guilty of count 1 and count 2. The court will find the enhancement true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor. I think Mr. Luna wanted to say a few words to the court.
All right, you want to raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Paul Luna,
All right, what would you like to say, sir?
is it okay if I read this to the court?
Have,
Haven't seen it, Judge.
I mean, it's not, it's just, it's not asking for no time off, no, not for my freedom,
Sure.
nothing like that.
Objection. No objection.
Your Honor, my name is Paul Anthony Luna Jr. I'm 31 years old, and I wanted to take this time to tell you a little bit about myself because no one seems to hear me out on the situation I'm in and why the crime was committed. I'm a heroin addict, and I've been doing heroin since I was 16 years old, on and off because I was doing good working at times, but my demons would take the best of me. So I will fall back into my addiction. The only thing that keeps saving my life is getting locked up, which I hate to say, but it's true. And I thank God for that. I would inject black tar heroin, which I'm not proud of because I've lost a lot behind my addiction. I was strung out dope sick when the crime occurred. If I had the chance, I would ask my victims for forgiveness for putting their lives in danger. I regret doing what I did because I know now I'm wasting my life over a fix. Your Honor, I'm not a bad person. Anybody that knows me can tell you I'm a good person when I'm not on heroin. But every time I get strung out, I make mistakes that I gotta live with, and I'm not proud of it. And the people that don't know me want to paint a picture of me like I'm just an evil person because what they see on paper or go off of what other people say that don't know me. So I'm pleading with you, not for my freedom, but for help with my addiction. This will be the first time I've asked the court for help because I see you're a judge that helps people that want the help. I don't want to keep going back to my addiction because of my weak mindset, and I'm not afraid to admit that. So I'm asking for your help to fix the problem that I have with, which is my drug addiction, because this is a cycle that needs to be broken. So thank you, Your Honor, for hearing me out of the problem in my life. All I gotta say, Your Honor.
all right, thank you. All right, I'm going to sentence you. I am going to ask that you be placed in the therapeutic community.
Thank
They
you.
can address your drug issues. I have no jurisdiction to place you in the therapeutic community, but if you don't ask for it, they're definitely not going to give it to you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is going to follow your agreement, sentence you to 20 years in counts 1 and count 2, take in consideration 2024 CR 4237. Counts 1 and counts 2 will run concurrently. Give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Xavier Valero, Sergio Martinez, Margarita Segovia, and there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing? All right.
Nothing for the defense.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to go off the record for a moment. Here's the thing. You're not going to be in prison for the rest of your life. It's 20 years.
I understand that.
All right. Once you are released, you need to quickly go to a rehab center to get inpatient treatment. If you end up receiving parole from the prison, they will give you help. They have programs you will need to ask for. If you're released and you can't find a place for your treatment for sobriety to maintain it, if I'm still here, as they say, if God willing and the creek don't rise, you can come back here and I will personally pick up the phone and call someone to make sure you're in inpatient treatment. All right?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
As the hearings continue, the tension inside the room builds with every case, revealing powerful moments of truth and consequence. Each defendant steps forward with their own story, but the common thread remains the same: past decisions leading to serious legal consequences. Some openly admit their mistakes and show signs of regret, while others appear overwhelmed as the weight of their charges becomes clear. The courtroom atmosphere grows heavier as details of the offenses are discussed, exposing patterns of behavior, repeated violations, and the impact these actions have had on others. The judge listens closely to every statement, weighing the facts with precision while maintaining firm control over the proceedings. There is a clear balance between accountability and the possibility of change, as some individuals are given structured opportunities to rebuild their lives under strict conditions, while others face harsh sentences that reflect the severity of their actions. Emotional moments unfold as addiction, anger issues, and poor judgment are brought into the spotlight, showing the deeper struggles behind these cases. This part of the video truly highlights how quickly situations can escalate when boundaries are crossed and warnings are ignored. It serves as a powerful reminder that the justice system does not just punish, it also challenges individuals to confront their choices and, in some cases, offers a path toward redemption.
2594, State of Texas versus Mark Anthony Perez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense.
Raymond Martinez.
And are you Mr. Perez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment's waivers and affidavit or admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with injury to the elderly, bodily injury? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration County Court Cause number 731618. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. TAP evaluation, follow those recommendations. mental health evaluation and follow those recommendations, and no contact with Juan Perez. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor, I understood that.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did
Yes,
you
Your Honor.
understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Of course, Your Honor, I understand.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. State law for states 1 and attachments. No
Any
objection,
objection? Have you spoken with the complainant?
We had spoken with the complainant, Your Honor, yes.
All right, you may continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Perez, did you review the document entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we'd like to, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, what I can tell you is that Mr. Bettis is under a protective order with his father, that he's been abiding by it. Although there was one minor slip up, his brother actually had next door to his father, so he goes to his brother's house. He was too close to his father's. But he's very, very much aware of what he can and cannot do. And I think he will comply with the conditions of probation.
All right. So, do you have any prior mental health issues?
May I say it?
Sure.
Before I was incarcerated, my parents, I understand, my mom, meaning, I was getting in the past, I was getting help at the Center for Healthcare Services for my, like, not that, I was on Risperdal, or Risperidone, just for anxiety, but I didn't get to do that before, so that's that.
He was having difficult. He's talking about the day of the incident, Judge. He was having a difficult time.
All right. So, other than anxiety, have you ever been diagnosed with anything else?
No.
All right. When's the first time you saw a doctor for mental health issues?
For 2024, I was saying it was in 2021.
So, how old were you then?
I was 32,
All right.
36.
Drug use.
I've been clean for the last 2 years, please.
Well, whatever. I understand. I'm trying to figure out history here. So, you've been clean for the past 2 years. What have you been clean from?
Alcohol.
And what
drugs.
else? What type of drugs?
I was just smoking marijuana.
All right. So, here's the thing. I'm trying to set conditions for you. I don't do cookie cutter conditions because I want people to be successful. But if you're not honest with me about what you use, what's going to end up happening if you'll be sent off in the world unprepared. And then when you come back to court, which you probably will on a motion to revoke, you're going to want to tell me everything about your life at that point. So it's best that you tell me now. So alcohol, marijuana, what else?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yes.
All right. I'm going with the alcohol and marijuana. And so nothing else had better come up in your system.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court is finding you guilty. Do you have any children?
I have one son, he's 12,
All right. And who does he live with?
he lives with his mother.
When's the last time you saw him?
Um, 3 months ago.
All right.
3 months.
3 months ago. All right. As previously stated, court is finding you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years. Take in consideration 731618. There's an affirmative finding of family violence.
That's right.
There's to be a TAP evaluation. How long is the MIC in custody?
That's probably about a month.
All right. There's to be a TAP evaluation in custody and out of custody.
To go through the whole process.
All right. So we'll do a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. If there's some issues with that, Ms. Abrams, then we may have to take him into custody and do the mental health evaluation at that point. So when they give you the referral for Center for Healthcare Services, you had better go.
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is you may end up waiting for 30 or 45 days. You understand?
Yeah, Miss Kate, may I say something?
Sure.
That's the first thing I'm gonna do as soon as I'm released.
All right. There's to be regular reporting
Yes, ma'am.
by Zoom or in person.
Sure.
The UA hotline until further notice. There's to be no contact with Juan Perez.
Yes.
There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes those, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Field visits 1 time per month for 3 months after he has received documentation from Center for Healthcare Services. So once he gets documentation for Center for Healthcare Services, then 3 months for field visits, then as probation deems necessary.
Okay.
There's to be an anger management course, an MRT. When's the last time you had employment?
So 2023.
So how you been supporting yourself?
I have jobs that are under the table.
All right, so we're not going to do under the table in here, all right? So
I have a job waiting for me as soon as I get out here.
There's-
I'm gonna work at the Little Red Bar Steakhouse for the 5th time as a chef there.
all right, so proof of employment within 30 days.
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am. Thank you for understanding and bringing me just like that's.
Okay, court reporter is not picking up what you're saying because you're mumbling.
Thank you for everything, Miss. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, completely understand.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, to be successful in this court, when you're on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let probation know about it. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
As the session comes to a close, the impact of everything that has unfolded becomes even more powerful. Each decision carries weight, leaving behind a lasting impression of how serious the consequences can be when lines are crossed. For some, the outcome represents a final warning and a chance to rebuild under strict conditions, while for others, it marks the beginning of a long and difficult journey ahead. The silence in these final moments says more than words ever could, reflecting the reality that every choice eventually leads to a consequence. What makes this ending so impactful is the mix of emotions, regret, realization, and sometimes even acceptance. You can see how quickly situations escalate when mistakes are repeated or ignored, and how the system responds when patience runs out. At the same time, there's a subtle reminder that change is still possible, but only for those willing to take responsibility for their actions. This video leaves you thinking long after it ends, showing that real life doesn't come with retakes or second chances on demand. It's a powerful reflection of accountability, consequences, and the importance of making better choices before it's too late.